Hi everybody, welcome to this Rookie Division General playthrough for the Mardi Gras Masquerade 9-hole cup here on the channel. Please remember to hit thumbs up on the video if you don't mind and subscribe to the channel. Totally free to do so. We are looking at all 9 holes in this tournament. Timestamps for each one are in the video description down below. And as always with all the rookie content here on the channel, it is using true rookie clubs only. Remember to tweak according to your club's, balls and skill level, and bear in mind that some of the replays in this video are from time before the ball attribute levels changed. The Parc de Paris shots are modern shots, but the ones on the other course are old, so bear in mind those attributes are different. However, the shots will still work exactly as advised in the video. Good luck, here we go. On this par 4 we're going to play with the extra mile and then the thorn. We're going to go with a ball with at least 2 bars of side spin. And for the drive we're going to go with 4.5 top spin and 2 right spin so that we swing round onto this right hand side fairway after the water. With extra mile 5 I've got the yellow ring touching the rough and the second bounce comfortably over the rough over the other side of the water. And then we're going to adjust maximum distance with 10% elevation. Now, if you have wind going from right to left, I would suggest you go with a katana and use 3 bars of right spin instead, because the wind otherwise is going to push you quite close to the rough. Centre the ball and hit perfect, and the top spin will take us over very, very nicely through the shadow area here, just towards the end of it, drive distance of around 300 yards. Now, it's very tough to drop the second shot without a full ball guide. If you've got a higher level thorn, this will be easier because you want to apply a little bit of backspin and about 1.5 bars of left spin, depending where you are on your drive. And you've got to try and get as straight ball guide as possible, pointing to the hole. Obviously, if you've got a higher level thorn, you will be able to have the ball guide much closer to the hole. But if you've got a mid-level like myself here in this video, you've got to try and estimate it as best you can. True club distance, 0 elevation. Now here I'm in between min and mid, so I play it on 25% of the slider. Or you could just look at your wind app, look at the min and mid values and kind of guess something halfway in the middle. Little bit of a tweak needed here, but this is the type of approach you need to try and drop the eagle on this par 4. Really good chance on this green. Onto the final par 5, and I would advise you go with a kingmaker here. 3.2 top spin and 3 right spin. And we have level crosswind here, but we're only at mid distance of club, so even in headwind you can use more top spin and still adjust without needing any overpower. Aiming level with the end sign on the right hand side, and we're going to adjust mid plus 10, and the idea is just to bounce over the rough and lay up towards the end of the second fairway, so we can play a shot with our wood club to get safely onto the green. So mid plus 10, a little bit of curl to the right as the wind is going to push us right to left in this crosswind angle, hitting perfect, and we're going to bounce over very comfortably. Once on that fairway, then on the next fairway, and we're rolling towards the end of it without risking the rough, drive distance of around 300 yards. Second shot with the drive at that distance, you can play with the big dog directly over the rough. So we're going to go with around 3 backspin and always 3 left spin. And the idea here is to set up at max and then just get ourselves safely onto the green. If you're a little bit short and you've got tailwind, you can of course stretch out, adjust and then push back up the rings you needed to get that landing point on the fairway. In headwind angles you may need to land before the fairway that we're aiming on here and modify your spin and bounce over the rough to the green area instead to leave a wedge. Max plus 0, half a ball of curl to the left and hit perfect, not risking the trees and we're not risking the rough, bouncing nicely on the fairway, onto the green. You might be lucky with an albatross, but if not, a very short putt for your eagle on this par 5. On this par 3, I'm actually playing a no movement target shot with a backbone and a power 2 ball. Then I switch to a ball with 3 bars of side spin. In this wind angle, I'm going just over 3 bars of top spin and all of the right spin I have available. So that's 3 bars with the katana. Now we are still going to need some curl here to bring this one in towards the pin, but using that no movement target simplifies the aim a little bit here for users of different clubs. Adjustment is going to be max distance 15% elevation, I'm using power 4 numbers to match the ball that I'm using. And then I go with half wall curl to the right. You can see the edge of the katana halfway into that wall. In different wind angles you might need to vary the curl, but in most wind angles you will need some to bring it into the flag. Just a small tweak there to drop the hole in one. On this par 5, the general play is going to be down the long fairway on the right. There are more aggressive shots to the middle, but in most wind angles the right side will be the general play for rookies. We're going with a katana for the side spin, 4.5 top spin, 3 bars of right spin, and then here you've got, after the drive, you will have 2 options that you can choose from for your second shot. I'll talk you through them. In the end I just go with one of them though. The adjustment on the drive, max plus 10. If you have headwind, then I would recommend you go with a power 3 ball so that you're not needing to overpower this shot and reduce the risk of hitting a great ball, because as on other holes with this course, fairways are a little bit narrow. The best attempt for the albatross is bouncing on this small patch of fairway, but I'm showing you here quickly with the wood club. If you don't want to do the bounce over, just play yourself with backspin and left spin and left curl and reach the greens safely. But like I say, if you want to be a bit more aggressive, pack the Goliath, because otherwise you might be in between clubs with a backbone. And then going to be minimal spin required, not really any side spin at all, perhaps a small amount of top spin or backspin. Aim at the pin as best you can, and then I'm playing this one maximum distance, 10% elevation. As always, try and aim as accurately as you can with the ball guide that you have. And then we're going to centre the ball and hit perfect. Of course, like I said, a couple of other options available if you want to try them, but this is going to give you the best opportunity. Driving down the right hand side at least, playing for the albatross, coming in very, very nicely, just a little bit short of pace. On this par 4, we're going to play directly over to the fairway on the far right hand side with the extra mile, and we're going to go with 2 bars of backspin and 1 bar of left spin. So a marlin or a navigator is fine here, and you can see I'm aiming with my spin added to have that ball guide around the middle of the fairway. We've got some tailwind here. If you've got level crosswind or more headwind, then I would go with a bit less backspin. But in this wind angle, 2 bars of backspin is working absolutely fine. So yellow ring touching the rough, ball guide in the middle of the fairway. Adjustment here is mid-distance with 10% elevation. Now from here, after the drive, you're going to have 2 possible approaches. I'm going to show you the best one for the eagle, and that is a rough bump. But if you don't want to do that, you can still bounce over with your long iron very easily and safely to get your birdie. So made our adjustment, we centre the ball and hit perfect, and the backspin will grab very, very nicely. If you've got a driver with 6 bars of topspin, you can play down the middle of this hole, second bounce into the rough and roll out for a short iron or a wedge, but you would need, like I say, 6 bars of topspin. With the long iron here, I'm playing the rough bump. If you don't want to do this, back up your target before the bunker and bounce over safely to the green. There is a slope at the back of the green, you shouldn't overshoot at all. I play this with no spin. I do need actually a couple of clicks of bars of top spin there, like 0.2 top spin, because the adjustment takes me slightly downhill. Here I checked my club distance before screen recording and I was just between mid and max, so I would recommend you play true club distance, 0 elevation. Like I said, this rough bump isn't for everyone, but a level crosswind angle is the best chance to drop the eagle using the rough bump. If you don't like it, then of course just bounce over and take your birdie instead on this par 4. Here on this par 3, I like to play a no movement target, so I just leave the target where it is first and then add spin according to the wind angle I've got. Here I'm going with 2.8 backspin and half a bar of right spin. Going with a navigator, this green, as you can see, slopes downhill from the fairway right to the back of the green. If you come in too hot, you will roll over the rocks and into the water. Mid plus 20 here, only move your target when it is time to make your adjustment, because the game very, very nicely loads the target smack bang in the middle of that fairway pad. So mid plus 20, this is all about getting the backspin correct. In tailwind, you will need 3 to 4 bars of backspin. So choose a long iron that gives you that amount of backspin. Even if it's a low-level Grim Reaper, you've still got a better chance than a long iron with only 1 bar of backspin. So make sure you got enough backspin here. Mid plus 20, in for the hole in one. On this par 4, I'm going to suggest you play down the left-hand side because it gives you a shorter and slightly easier approach. But obviously if you don't fancy that, then you can play on the right-hand side instead. But you will have a long iron to the green rather than a short iron. For top spin, 1 bar side spin to the left. We don't need a high power ball here really. A navigator is fine in this wind angle. But if having more crosswind or headwind, then you might want to go with a power 2 or power 3 ball. Playing with the extra mile, and we're going to adjust max distance, 10% elevation. Going with a little bit of curl to the left just to counter the wind push, which is going to take us, of course, to the right according to the wind arrow. And hit perfect. Very important to get a perfect ball away here. Fairways are a little bit narrow, so just concentrate on hitting perfect. And we're getting this one towards the end of the fairway, around 345 yards. For the second shot, I'm going to play this one according to where I am with my club distance. You can see I'm finding the max line there and then finding the minimum distance line. I estimate this to be around mid distance of club, and I'm going to play 30% elevation in this wind angle. As you can see, the ball guide dropping down quite a bit there, so it is a little bit downhill, which is why we're playing with a bit more elevation than usual. No spin, aim at the pin, but of course leave the ball guide slightly short because we haven't got a full ball guide with this thorn level with Rookie Division. And you can have rollout that isn't shown, so make sure you are leaving the ball guide short of pin, especially if you've got a little bit of tailwind. Mid plus 30 here, just missing to the right, but a very good speed for an attempt at the eagle. On this par 3, we're going to play with our long iron, and I'm having with my backbone level 8, the top of the yellow ring touching the shadow and the red ring touching the rough with my club level. Obviously, if you've got different club level, you need to look at the second bounce. With spin added, you can see I've got the second bounce in the middle of the fringe, tip of the ball guide, slightly low and to the right of the pin, and that's because we have tailwind, which is going to push us further along the fairway and the green, and also push us left towards the pin. So that's why I'm offsetting in that way. Similarly, if you have headwind, you need to have that ball guide slightly past the cup. So just offset according to where that wind angle is going to push the path of the ball. The adjustment I make here is medium distance, 10% elevation. Rolling nicely there. There is a danger of a glitch roll, so don't overdo the top spin, but a small tweak needed there might have a chance on this tough par 3. Tough drive here for rookies on this par 5. We're going to play with the extra mile and a Titan. This is a no-move target shot, so when the hole loads, that's where your aim is going to be, because it puts you in a nice position on the hill. 4.5 top spin and 2 bars of side spin to the left. If you've got wind going from left to right, I would use a katana or a kingmaker and play with 3 bars of left spin instead. Medium distance, 20% elevation, at least half a ball of curl to the left. If you've got more, you can use it. And I'm going with just before circle drop as my overpower reference. There is a danger if you don't do enough that you might clip the bunker, and we don't want to do that. So make sure you use a bit more rather than less, because you won't overshoot. This fairway is very long. Second shot, this is all about getting safely to the green for true rookies. So I'm going with the Viper and applying just over 2 bars of backspin and 2 bars of left spin. But if you've got the katana or a kingmaker, you could play with all 3 bars as well. Setting up with the red ring touching the rough to give myself room for a great left or a great on the other side. Of course, it's always going to be safe with this fairway. Adjustment here, mid-distance, 0 elevation. Then, if you've got a good amount of curl available, then you can use it. This shot will be fine with 3/4 ball of curl. I go with around 0.8 ball here. You can see the edge of the Titan touching the inside of the adjustment ring. But less curl is fine because you're going to catch the bank on the back of the green and roll down nicely for a putt. But you can see with more curl, we're going to get closer and have an easier putt for your eagle. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.